Hello, this is Christina Waschko and you're watching Motherpreneur TV. Information, inspiration and entertainment from mothers to mothers, so we can do what we always wanted to do. And it is still a fun and fabulous Mother's Month. My guest for this episode is Elke Robinson. Elke and I, we met during a function here in Vancouver, and I was quite smitten when I found out about her unusual hobby. Elke is a private pilot, flying airplanes. Not only do I like her unusual hobby, I also liked her inspirational life story. As a native of South Africa, Elke, her husband and then small daughter immigrated to Canada to start their new life together. Now, Canada marked the beginning of their new life. However, it also saw the end of their marriage. When Elke went through divorce, she had to make the biggest decision in her life. Should she go back home, back to her family and network of friends, or should she stay here in the new country with nobody, with no help? She decided to stay. Now let's hear it from this single mother, how she made her dreams come true and how it was possible for her to fit everything in. We shot this interview at Langley Airport in the museum, so I would like to give a big thank you to Terry, the manager, for allowing us to use the space. We shot this with my camera and the inbuilt microphone, and because it is a museum, you might hear some other voices. Enjoy. Do you know why I love doing what I do? Because it gets me out of the house and out of my husband's hair. Did I just say that? Actually, that's funny because my husband doesn't even have hair. Isn't that the funniest thing? I wanted to show you the beautiful area here in Langley, and Murphy's Law, it's foggy, and you know what they say, just roll with it. Elke, what does flying represent to you? What does it mean to you?
Flying is freedom. It allows you to let go of all the troubles in the world, and it allows you to get a different perspective on life. It just sets you free. I would experience that just comes within you. You step into the aeroplane, you let go, and you are a whole new person. When you come down, you can take on life again.
We are here at Langley Regional Airport and we're sitting inside the museum shop. I mean, how cool is that? And Elke, thank you so much for having time. This is awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Christina. Thank you. It's my pleasure being here.
Now, I want to know, you are divorced. You came from South Africa, and you arrived here in Canada with your daughter and your husband. And then what happened with that husband?
Life happens. Life takes turns when you don't expect it, Christina. But the opportunity to leave home and explore a new country was pretty exciting. You're young, you got a kid in tow, you land in a place called Winnipeg, and you go, what did I do now? And things didn't quite turn out as we hoped, and things went a different way, and divorce happened, and life had to go on.
So, but that long story short, you brought up your daughter, who is, how old is she now?
My daughter Jessica is now 22 years old, and I basically raised her since she was 10 years.
On your own?
On my own. And
in a foreign country without any support, family support?
Yes, that was the toughest thing I've ever done, Christina.
And why did you stay here? Why didn't you go back to South Africa?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question. Why don't we just leave when we need to? Because sometimes to stay is the hardest thing to do, and you have to stay. I stayed at that time because I was fresh out of a marriage I didn't know what to do, but I had a young kid who was still connected to her father, and I didn't want to take away the father of the picture. So I decided to stay. Back then, I was thrown into a world of survival. I had to survive. I had to make the right thing, the right decisions, and the hardest thing was there was nobody there to ask. There was no family, there was no friends, I was fresh in a new village, started a new job, and life had to go on. You don't know what happens in that moment. You are in a place of confusion. You're in a place of, I have to go on, I have to make it work. I had a beautiful child, she was everything to me, and I wanted to be the best mother ever. I wanted to show her as well, you can do it.
So you actually are stronger than you think you are, because you all of a sudden you're faced with, oh my God, I am alone, and nobody there to help me.
That's something you said very important. You never know how strong you are until you face your biggest fears. And
Elke, actually, she's a private pilot. I was impressed. Because you have this image of, oh my God, how do you become a pilot? This is only for super rich people. You have a child, plus you have to work. But how did you do it? So first of all, why flying, and how did you do it? Was it always a dream of yours to become a pilot? Tell me.
very good question, Christina. Life happened so fast, but I also lived in a community very close to an airport. So I would walk in the afternoons after work and had all these airplanes buzzing over me. And I would go, why is this happening? This looks so easy. This is beautiful. So I went and followed up and found some flight schools close by and did a flight. I was so excited. The first flight I took up, I said, sign me up. And I decided to go on my journey to become a private pilot, not knowing how much work it involved and how much doubt and fears came in my life, because here I was working. I had a child to look after. I didn't have the money. And I go, Elke, you just have to do this. This is a dream. And from there on, it just became a journey of self-discovery, of going, why are you doing this? Who's there? What, are you trying to show that to somebody? But it was my journey. It was my dream.
So you did your jobs in order to pay for your flight school?
Yes.
And so how long did it take you to get the license?
Licenses normally take quite quickly to get. If you want to get your private license and you're dedicated and you don't have a job and you don't raise kids, it can take you a year.
Okay.
It took me 4 years. It took me 4 years to get my private license, and it was ups and downs and fears and jubilations and excitement and more self-doubt, and I finished it.
How many hours do you need to?
Usually to finish, I think the requirement here is about 65 hours. 75 hours, I'm not quite sure, I've got to double check it. It took me 200 hours to get my private license.
Good for you, girl. We never give up.
No. There were times I wanted to give up. There was times where I'm going to go, I can't do this anymore. And I went back again. You started something, you finish it. But there's so much opportunity. Once you start flying, you can become a commercial pilot.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, my pants are open.
Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. It's on the camera, by the way, now.
They did now.
Lord knows.
Here, let me zoom in on that.
Nobody knew.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. When you open up, the world opens up.
Oh, that's nice. Can you say that again?
They say when you open up, the world opens up.
New adventure.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
You meet new people, you meet new adventures, it takes you places, and from there on it opened up a whole new business opportunity for me to buy a magazine, something I've never dreamt of I would be doing.
So now I know, you're the publisher of a magazine.
Ooh.
It's called?
I took on the Aviation News Journal magazine almost 2 years ago, not knowing anything about publishing.
So may I ask you, what is your background?
I'm a nutritionist. I sell vitamins. Nutrition.
Isn't it awesome? Your job or your qualifications is something totally different and then you reinvent yourself. And may I ask you, how old are you?
Right now, I am
Right now, please,
46 going on 29.
Good one.
Thank you.
Yes. Aren't we all 29? Yeah, for the what? 20th time. Yeah. Let me show you. So you met the person on one of your flights, and he or she was a publisher of the magazine, and you decided, let me buy it.
No. Actually, it was. I met a very important person, somebody who's very dear to me, and he actually recommended I buy the magazine. And
Did you do any research? Because you said there was no experience, and
I did no research. I dropped right in. It was a dream. I'm in flying, I'm in aviation, I enjoy meeting new people. And so that world opened up again because he recommended to me, Elke, you're perfect for this, you can do this. Yes.
Does your daughter say, Mom, you are a little bit cool? You do?
Yes,
do?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Know that. You always think you're a tough mom, you're really not 100% there for them, but they watch every move you do and everything you say. And so I think she's pretty inspired.
So your tip, your advice to any single moms out there, you can do it.
You can do it. You definitely can do it.
What is your tip? What is your biggest advice to us single moms who want to do something, but no, our children come first. They need, of course, they always need us.
Christina, life is full of surprises and life is full of excuses if you make excuses. You can build an entire life full of excuses. Yes, children will always need money. There's always a household. There's always a dog that needs another flea shot. Life will happen. But life also has an expiration date. Mm-hmm. Dreams have an expiration date. And if you have a dream, you have to follow it. You have to find a way that will make you get closer to your life. You don't have to sacrifice life for anybody else.
So, but then what would be, coming back to your one tip, would you suggest, have another job, or just have a look at your dream? How feasible is it in the foreseen future? I mean, you said becoming a pilot.
I didn't
took
look
you
at
for,
yeah.
took you 4 years.
I did it day by day.
Day by day, okay.
Day by day. If you look at the whole picture forward, you can scare yourself and run away.
So small steps.
Small steps means just follow your heart, follow what it says, and do it now.
How did you cope with?
I hear what you're saying, Christina, self-care. Self-care means taking care of yourself first. We can't be a good person to somebody else if we haven't taken care of our physical, mental state before we can take care of somebody else. And it means to all aspects in life. You're number one. Everybody has a dream and a song. Don't let anybody take your music from within you. Don't let anybody take your music away from you. You have music, you have dreams, and don't let anybody dare take that music away from you.
Nice.
And I just thought, gosh, that is so beautiful. Everybody has music inside of them.
Yeah, if you don't have the man in your life, it can be done without the man in your life. Yes. And I thank you so much for your wisdom and for your kind words and for your tips and advice, and Elke can do it.
I'm sure anybody can do this. Follow your dream. Don't let the music inside die with you.
I sincerely hope you like this episode. My mission here on Motherpreneur TV is to inspire and motivate as many women as possible, especially us mothers, to do what we always wanted to do. And I want to give you examples of as many different women, mothers, who are actually doing what they always wanted to do. Now, if you like this episode and you like my mission statement, please share it. Share it with the women and the mothers in your life. The share buttons are below the video. Also, subscribe. Now, I would like to hear from you. Have you ever had a major challenge that you had to overcome? hop on over to my blog at christinavaschko.com and share your story or leave us a comment. On the blog, you also find more information about Elke and her magazine. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again next week. And until I do, please remember, we are more than just mothers. We are an inspiration to ourselves, to our family, and to the world.